Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where today we're going to be going over all the brand new clips for Wild Blue Yonder and speculating as to what this plot could actually be about, because we still don't know. Even after all this time, we still have basically no idea what the plot of Wild Blue Yonder is, and I'm incredibly excited to find out. But before we get into it, if you could do me a teeny little favour and click that subscribe button, it'd be very much appreciated. We are trying to get as many subscribers as possible by the end of this year, so any support would be greatly appreciated. But let's get right into it. So, in case you missed it, shortly after Doctor Who Unleashed, we had a next time trailer for Wild Blue Yonder. Only an incredibly brief one, but I wanted to go over it and kind of talk about it a little bit, and then there's a few other clips I wanted to talk about as well. So first shot, you've got the TARDIS arriving there very clumsily. Very similarly, actually, to how it arrives in the Children in Need special, where it kind of dents the wall. And you can see there it's burning orange. We get a shot of the Doctor here looking rather defeated by the TARDIS.
Hello?
They're searching around this kind of alien spaceship, very mysterious.
Where are we? Oh, life signs.
So yeah, they seem to find some life signs, and it seems like the ship is somewhat maybe like sentient or being controlled by somebody else, because obviously there's a shot there of Donna getting shut out. And then it seems like there's a scene of them being separated by the ship. So yeah, that kind of leads to the idea of it being sentient. And this will kind of lead into my theory in a bit.
What are they?
And then there's Donna saying, "What are they?" and 14 looking very scared. And that's all we get for the Wild Blue Yonder Next Time trailer. But fear not, we actually do get a couple more bits as well. This clip here was originally seen at the end of Doctor Who Unleashed.
If we move one up...
Oh, is that stuff dangerous?
No. I don't think so. No.
And it sees the Doctor basically investigating some weird, like, alien computer chip things, and he licks them to make sure they're not dangerous, and he says, yeah, they're not dangerous, and they sort of weirdly faints after tasting them, implying that yes, in fact, they are actually dangerous. No idea what's going on here. And then we also have this TikTok clip, which, as you can see, seems to depict the Doctor and Donna landing on a spaceship, checking the gravity, saying it's a spaceship. They go and investigate, and a door opens.
Feels like spaceship?
Yeah,
Flight.
spaceship.
Let's just see.
But what's interesting about this is that if you pause this video, at the very, very end, you see what looks very similar to the top of a TARDIS rotor. Now again, I'm not saying this is definitely a TARDIS, but we have seen other TARDISes basically trap occupants before. I'm thinking very much in the vein of Doctor's Wife, where House takes over the TARDIS and is playing around with all the doors, locking them apart. I think it's possible, not likely, but possible, that this is another TARDIS, and that's why the Doctor's TARDIS runs away. Whether it's the TARDIS of a more powerful Time Lord or a different type of TARDIS that we've not seen before, I'm not sure. But I think that would be very interesting. Also, just to add to this theory, I saw some people suggest that the life signs the Doctor finds could actually be the weird kind of time people from the Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. If you remember that, there's basically constructions of the future events of the characters in that story that are chasing down the Doctor and Clara, and the weird mechanics in that episode. It's been a while since I watched Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. But perhaps that could be what they're running from, and if there is kind of time complications going on, that would perfectly explain why the TARDIS would run away, because we know the TARDIS is very sensitive to time events. I mean, in the Sarah Jane Adventures, we know the TARDIS struggled to land when time was displaced, so the same could very much be happening here. Again, I'm not expecting this to be right. I'll probably be proven wrong within the next few days. And there's a couple of bits of speculation that may substantiate this point. However, I don't think they're very likely. One of which is there's a John Sim cast listing on the episode's IMDb page. The thing is, I don't take much stock in that because I believe IMDb can pretty much be edited by anyone. So I don't take much stock in IMDb pages most of the time. And I guess you could also make the argument that Wild Blue Yonder could refer to the TARDIS, but it also very much refers to an old sort of, I think, Navy song or a Royal Air Force song. I forget which. So Maybe it's got nothing to do with the TARDIS. We'll see. There has also been large bits of speculation that Carol Ann Ford will make an appearance in the 60th, given that she'd basically been at all the 60th related events, other than Tales of the TARDIS, which all the other people who were invited to the Starbase premiere were a part of. So maybe she is part of the 60th, maybe Wobbly Yonder in particular, and that would lead to a TARDIS. Maybe she got her own. I'm not sure how she'd get her own, but if there's going to be anyone who'd be able to pilot a TARDIS, it would be Susan. I mean, originally, it said that she was the one who named the TARDIS, which turned out not to really be true from later canon, I guess. Maybe one day they'll address that. I also wanted to note the fact that with that clip, you see very briefly the sonic plugged into the keyhole, which we've seen in images before. So I'm like 100% convinced that this is the sonic running the TARDIS's diagnostics, following it basically exploding. Because as I say, I don't think it's just Donna spilling the coffee that's caused this. With how violent the explosions get in clips that I'll show you guys in a minute, I don't think it's just coffee. We also get this clip as well, which is of the TARDIS basically burning, and it's from, I believe, TikTok. And it's saying, would you still like a TARDIS after seeing this? And then it's like, yes, no.
Out of the way!
I don't think this just happens because of coffee. I don't think this just happens because of coffee. I think there's got to be more to it than this. I do wonder if it is another TARDIS or a piece of Time Lord technology. Obviously, in that clip, we see the Doctor and Donna shielding themselves from the TARDIS's kind of fire, which is definitely what that scene was in the TV idents way back. But yeah, I don't think a cup of coffee caused this. I think there's more to it. I'm incredibly curious to see what that is. But that's about all we've got time for. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like. Let me know your theories for the Wobbly Yonder. I'd genuinely be really curious, because even though I've spent about 8 minutes speculating about the Wobbly Yonder, I still don't really know where it's going to go. I'm not really convinced by the TARDIS theory fully. It's just something I've seen floated about, and I thought it was really interesting to talk about. But yeah, if you've got anything more interesting than that, let me know. Also, just thank you for the support recently. I've really appreciated it. You guys have been smashing it. I've been loving covering the 60th, and stick around because I bet things are going to get all the more crazy. Comment down below your thoughts, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.